Hello. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Oprah's recent ABC special on Ozempic and similar drugs and obesity. I finally got a chance to watch it, and I'm really excited that somebody with as much clout and name recognition as Oprah um, took some time to really reach a broad audience and raise awareness about these drugs and provide factual, unbiased information. Um, you know, she's probably the absolute best person to speak on the topic, considering how much her weight has been scrutinized mercilessly over the course of her career. And although she didn't talk about addiction as much as I hoped, she was speaking from her own experience with problems with weight and weight loss, and the shame and stigma associated with it. And although she didn't, she brushed on addiction for like maybe 10 seconds. But all of the themes from the show in the context of weight loss and obesity, weight problems, can all be applied to addiction. So extrapolate a little bit, and you can basically see that she's trying to educate the audience and putting enough information out there that obesity is a disease, in the same way that addiction is a disease. They're both recognized as diseases, and when you look at them as a disease that is an affliction to somebody and not as an issue of willpower, you tend to look at disease with a more sympathetic point of view, right? Through a sympathetic lens. Versus if it's just an issue of willpower, you can tell a person, oh, don't eat so much, or exercise more, or don't have another drink. Just that blatant, slightly ignorant advice that somebody that hasn't, lived a day in the shoes of somebody that has struggled with their weight for their entire life, or struggled with addiction for their entire life. That type of advice is not helpful. So again, reframing these conditions as a disease, I think, is very helpful. And in turn, that will remove some of the societal stigma that's placed on weight, being overweight or obese, and the personal shame that a person feels for being overweight or obese, or an addict. You get slapped as an addict, and it becomes a slippery slope, because as soon as you tell somebody you have a problem with alcohol, then you're an addict or an alcoholic or whatnot, and you can't be trusted, and you're gonna steal and lie and cheat and do everything, right? You become all of these different things. That can't hold down a job, that's gonna ruin their entire life, blah, blah, blah. But if you remove the stigma associated with those labels, then I think people would be much more inclined to reach out for help, to take the steps to change their behavioral patterns, or talk to somebody, or take drug therapy, whatever is available to them. I think they would be more inclined to pursue help. If there wasn't such a negative stigma or shame attached to either obesity or addiction. And I think the chances of them self-medicating would go down, and as well as isolating behavior can happen, I think, in both cases, again, with overeating, obesity, and addiction. You have such a shame involved in having that label, or being that person, or people seeing you as that person, then you tend to hide. And that has all kinds of effects on your mental state and continuing to binge eat or drink or whatever. So I really hope maybe that this becomes a series that Oprah does as more information is available on addiction, and how addiction is impacted by these GLP-1 medications or alternative medical therapies that treat the same impulsive behaviors. So I'm excited to see what's next. Oprah, thank you for being brave and doing a show like this. Your voice is heard around the world, and we all love you for it. Okay, thanks, guys.